Welcome to Wednesday night Scrap Your Stash. I am Pam Morin, Creative Memories Advisor. I'm excited to be here with you tonight and every Wednesday night to make a fun project together. I look forward to this dedicated time with you guys so much every week so that we can just hang out and take a deep breath in our scrapping spaces and have some fun together. So let's do that. Let's get it started. So I just wanted to remind you about a couple things. First of all, the last secret box of 2024 is available now on my website, and you get it at a 10% discount, and you get free shipping when you buy a secret box. So once you add that secret box to your cart, then your whole order is free shipping. So go and check that out. Now, I know some ladies like to know more about what's in the box before they purchase it. And if you take a look at this picture here and you see the green checkers in the background, you see that it has a wood frame around the middle here. You see some tans and greens and blues. You see a wheel and some stars. Those are things that you are going to find in the secret box. So you have a big hint right here with what the color palette and the theme of the collection in the box is going to be. So it looks like it is this awesome neutral themes here that would go great. I'm imagining that green checkered in a summer layout because it's a nice summer green to me. And you have some masculine, colors here. So if you have little grandsons or sons, this collection looks like it would be great for that as well. But it would be great for so many different things too. So you will get a great hint when you look at the marketing material for the secret box. Now, I haven't received mine yet. I should be getting mine tomorrow. So if you want to see actual pictures of what's in the box, just send me an email and I would be happy to private message you some pictures of what is in the box, because I will open it when I get it so that I can send it out to you guys. To those of you who want to see what's in it before you buy it, no worries. If you are on my mailing list, you can check out your email because I sent you the link to all of the products that launched this week. And at the very bottom of that form, very bottom of that page, is a list of what is actually in the box. So you can take a look at that and actually know exactly what you're going to get in the box. So secret box, I'm excited. I just love our secret boxes. It's fun, to buy something and not know exactly what is in it, and then you get it and you're like, oh, this is terrific. All right, another item that launched this week that I wanted to let you guys know about. And I'm playing a video, and it's a very quick video, but not only can you store items in this caddy, and let me just put a picture up now. There's 3 compartments on the inside, there's pockets on the outside, and it has that spinner on the bottom of it. So it's great for your scrapbooking table. It's great for packing up and going to crops. I can't wait to get mine. I'm going to have one on my table, and I'm going to have one packed away in my crop tub that I take with me to crops and put it on my scrapbooking table at my crops. I can't wait. Their suggestion of items that you can store in this on the side pockets are your custom cutting system. Those fit in nicely. I could see putting foam squares in there. In the center, you could do pens, scissors, really anything. I believe the dimensions are 7 by 7, maybe a little bit bigger than 7 by 7. but it's not too big. It's not something that spins. Very good. Um, sorry, I'm trying to hide this. There we go. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, so it's a great size and I can't wait to get it. And it's in that cute rainbow dots pattern that has been so popular this year. So it's just going to go great with all of your other storage um, organizational tools. All right. I think I want to next talk about my events. Let me get over to my area here. And what is coming up this Friday? This Friday, we're going to be in the Zoom room and we are going to be making some fun sketches together. I'm looking forward to it. I will post the sketches that we are going to be working on Friday in my Friday Night Virtual Crop Facebook group. So if you are not a member of the Friday Night Virtual Crop Facebook group, you can send me an email and ask me for that link, or you can do a search in Facebook and find that Friday Night Virtual Crop Facebook group and Friday Night Virtual Crop with Pam's Scrapbooks Facebook group. We have so much fun. We get together and laugh and talk, and sometimes, we just like to sit there and be together in the quiet and work on our pages. So, you can really just get a lot done while you're sitting there with us, talking to us. You can work on your projects. You don't have to make the sketches along with us. You can, if you have a crop coming up this weekend, if you want to start packing for that while you're talking with us, that's perfectly fine. Whatever you would like to do, you're in your scrapping space and you can do whatever you would like. It's a very laid back crop. We just relax and take it easy and have a good time. So come join us and get some pages done while you're at it. All right. So that's this Friday. Come and join us. All right. Well, let's get to it. If you remember last week, I talked about using the Diamond Kite Recipe Template. Tonight, I haven't used this one yet. It came out over the summertime, and I'm excited to use this one. It's really fun square patterns. And, we talked about how great these recipe templates are. You can really just hone in on whatever design you'd like. There's just so many different ways to be creative with these templates. It's a stencil. It's made out of mylar. It's bendable and flexible. But what I love about these is it gives your layout a professional look because it has that space in between the objects. When you cut out all of these pieces, it has that space here, these lines here in between those, and it just makes your layouts look like stained glass. They just look so professionally done. I just love it. There's a couple examples on the front if you want to use those. They have it laid out and they show you exactly which shapes that they're using for this layout here. And then up at the top, they show you which ones they're using for this layout here. So you do have a couple examples here. There's always great examples out on the blog as well. So if you go out there and search for Diamond Kite Recipe Template, I'm sure that there are some great examples out there from our creative community. All right. Hey, I'm going to jump over and say hi to Janice and Gail and Karen. Thank you, ladies, for saying hi and jumping on and watching. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you made it. All right. So I am going to use the Autumn Cottage for our layout tonight. And we're going to do a simple layout first, but I want you guys to start thinking outside the box because that's what I've been trying to do with our recipe templates is think outside the box. And that's kind of a pun because these are squares, so they're the shape of boxes. So think outside the box when you're using these templates. How else can you use them? How can you either make your scrapbooking easier for yourself, or how can you just do something fun and different? We all like to change it up a little bit every once in a while. So how can we use this template to have a little creative fun? Now, the first thing that I like to do is I like to turn that cover page over for my template. It's a nice cardstock. It does have that shiny finish on it, so it's not a cardstock that you can use in a layout. It is not photo and acid free, as lignin and acid free, so it's not photo safe. But a great way to use the cover page is I like to use my little clips. These will come with your recipe template if you buy the bundle. See, now I say these things like this, and then I want to go check it out for you because I don't want to give you wrong information. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to search real quick on recipe template, and I'm going to see all of the cute templates that we have available. And at one point they had one of our pens and these clips, 4 of these clips in a bundle. So let me just see if that is still something that is available. Okay, give me just a second here. Quick shop recipe templates. Yeah, I think actually I'm not seeing it in a bundle right away, but I do recommend getting these clips. I believe they are $2. I don't see a bundle here. I There may be one and I'm just not seeing it right now, but I do recommend to buy the clips. I believe they're $2 a pack and you get 4 of them. And they'll hold your stencil in place as you cut and as you place your pieces, your cut pieces. So I like to use just 2 of them actually, one at the top and one at the bottom. And that way, as I'm cutting out my pieces after I've traced them, I can just slide them under here. So that's how I like to use the little clips. But let me step back a minute before we talk about that. The first thing I like to do with a new recipe template is to trace it on the back of my cover sheet, because that way, as I'm cutting out pieces, I can lay them on this cover sheet inside their location and get an idea of how the colors are looking. So you're going to need a permanent marker because, like I said, this has a shiny finish to it. So you're going to need something that's not going to smear. And then you just want to use a very light hand. You don't want to push too hard because then if you push too hard, like on these centerpieces, you're going to push them over. So you just have to have a very light hand and do trace inside all of these objects on here. And it's going to take a few minutes, but it's going to be worth it. Because like I said, then you can organize your pieces as you're cutting them out. So this is what I like to do first. I've heard that some ladies will number them. I don't do that anymore. I didn't find a benefit for that, but some ladies like to also number each of these, and maybe then they number their piece of paper as they cut it out so that they know which square it goes in. That's a great idea. But just have a very light hand and just go around all of the objects. We're not going to do the whole thing here tonight. You don't have to sit here and watch me trace this. Trace them all. And you know what? I didn't make sure, but I lucked out. So you can't see it, but down here in the bottom right corner is the trademark. It says 2024 Creative Memories. You do want to make sure that that is down in the bottom right-hand corner. So that means you have your template in this direction, right? So you can be consistent. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for your use. You know, if you make a mistake, no worries. I'm just trying to do the 4 corners because that is what we're going to start with. There we go. Okay, one more. I'm going to take this off of here and I'll trace the rest of it later. But you guys get the idea. There we go. One last little triangle here. Okay. Another thing I like to do, and that's why we like to trace it, is I like to put the measurements because this is squares. So we can cut them out with our trimmer, right? We can use our trimmer instead of, see, I pushed too hard on that and my little piece moved over. But that's okay. Anyway, so we can use our trimmer. Oh, I want to stay here. To cut out these pieces, try and make my lot not so heavy. There we go. Based on those measurements. And so a great use for having this drawn on the back of our cover sheet, another use is we can write the measurements on here. And so the next time that we use the template, we just have to cut out that size. So the square that I just outlined here in the middle is 7 5/8 by 7 5/8. So I'm going to write that here. So next time I use this, I have those measurements. And the 4 corners are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut a square and then we'll just simply use our trimmer to cut it in half for these corners. So these are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay. So that is what we're going to concentrate on tonight, are those 2 pieces, the corners and that center square. And like I said, I pulled out my Autumn Cottage. Maybe I hadn't said that yet, but I pulled out Autumn Cottage. We used that a couple weeks ago, and I thought, what a great one to use for a recipe template, because you know, the stained glass look with autumn colors, gorgeous. Hey, Christina, how are you? Thanks for watching and saying hi. All right, so I did a little pre-work, and I decided that I am going to use black as my base. I just thought these colors are going to look really pretty on a black background. And so I'm going to put my recipe template on top of my background, and I'm going to take my clips and put one bottom left and one top left. Now, if you're left-handed, obviously, and it feels more, or if it just feels more comfortable to you, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you can put them on the other side. I just like to have one side open so that I can lift it up and slide my pieces underneath. Okay. So the concept of a recipe template, if you haven't used them before, is you trace the shapes and you cut them out by hand. But several of our recipe templates, there are other ways to do it so that you don't have to cut out each piece by hand. Like I said, we are going to use our trimmer, and we're going to cut a square that is 7 5/8 by 7 5/8, which I have done. And then we're going to put that square underneath our template, and we're going to line it up like so. Already, I love it. Already, it's beautiful. And then we're going to cut our 2 7/8 squares by 2 7/8. And then we're going to cut that in by corner to corner to make it our little corner up in the 4 corners. So we are going to do 2 7/8 and by 2 7/8. All right, 2 7/8. So there's my 3/4. Okay, there's my 7/8. Good, right there. Okay. I am not a very great measurement person, but so please feel free on your trimmers if you want to write down where measurements are. That is a good idea. 2 7/8 again. Okay, here we go. We're just going to cut that square just like so. And then we're going to lay it on our cutting strip, and we're going to line up the side with this great diagonal line, this 45-degree line right here. It's going to help us line up. We're going to make sure the top and the bottom point are on that first dotted line because that's where our blade cuts. You can double check it by using your sight guides. Do you know about the sight guides? These things are fabulous. They have the line right down the center, so that is right where your blade cuts. So when you want to double check to make sure, hey, is my point still on that dotted line? And is it going to cut exactly where I want it to? Yep, looks good there. And oh, I need to move it over just a smidge there. Okay, good at the top, good at the bottom. And then we're going to hold on to it because it's, oh, I just moved it. Hold on to that. Keep it still. There we go. So now we have 2 of our corners. And I did a little pre-work on this. I already cut another one of these. So now we're going to take our corners and we are going to put them underneath the template, right up there in each corner. Like so. There we go. How fun is that? And so now I know that you could do this without a stencil. However, it gives you exactly the right space on either side of your triangles, right? And when you cut out each of these pieces, it gives you that space in between where these lines are so that it looks like stained glass. So let's take a piece of the Autumn Cottage vellum. I love the vellum. It is so pretty. And I have a scrap of yellow, but I don't want to use yellow. I want to use something else where we've got a lot of yellow here. So let's use the red, or dark orange, or whatever color this looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. And let's cut one of these pieces up here. And we're just going to do this whole piece up here, okay? And I'm going to show it to you using a pencil. So for this one, we're going to do a trace. These we used measurements. This shape, we're going to trace it. And I'm just going to lay my paper down here right along the edge of this line right here, the separator here. Get it right on that edge because that's just one less edge that I have to cut. And then I'm just going to trace it with a regular pencil. I'm just going to do one big piece. There's 3 different shapes here that you could cut and do 3 different colors. That would look gorgeous. but I'm just going to do the one shape. Sorry, I have to take my glasses off so I can see. You know how that goes for us nanas. There we go. I don't know if I have used vellum. Have you guys used vellum for your recipe templates? I feel like I haven't. What have I been missing? And, you know, I understand that if you're trying to make an album quickly, that this is the slower method of making a page. But man, it's so rewarding. And it's, you know, you still get to be creative. Here we go. Maybe I just do 2 of these. Ooh, there we go. Let me get that under there. Let's see how that looks. How pretty. How pretty. I just love it. And it's going to have a different look because, you know, it's transparent. The vellum is. It's going to have a different look on, you know, if you use a designer paper underneath it. You know, you're going to see some of that coming through. I just love it. Now, I left this all clipped together because we were putting pieces underneath it, but you don't have to do that when you're tracing. You know, you can have your recipe template loose. And for example, if we want to do this other piece over here, this other side, I'm going to trace that one now. And I just like to get it, you know, I like to conserve my paper. So I like to try and lay it out so that I'm getting the most here out of my paper. I don't know if I achieve that every time. No, I think this way was better. Okay, just got to make sure I get the whole thing on there. There we go. So we want this whole piece right here. So I think I've got, yeah. All right, so let's trace it. So we're going to have more sides to cut with this one. And don't worry about the pencil lines. You can just erase those right off. Okay, I think I got the whole thing. Yeah. Now, I didn't measure. You could have measured this and then, you know, cut off at an angle each end. You definitely could do that as well with this shape and cut it with your trimmer. I just wanted to show you the tracing and hand cutting method. These layouts just turn out so pretty, and they are great for cover pages or the last page in your scrapbook. If you want to just do a 1 photo page, these work really beautifully for that. You don't have to just do 1 photo. You absolutely can put many photos on it. There we go. All right, so let's get this all laid down with adhesive because paper is just floating around my table and we're going to lose some pieces. So let me put the clips back on. Get organized here. Get this out of my way. I think I have every piece here. I don't think I've lost anything. All right. Make sure that my little Creative Memories logo is in the bottom right. That way I know I have it on the right way. And I say it doesn't really matter for this one since it's all squares, but there are some that it will matter if you have it in a different direction. Like if you have it on the opposite side. So I just try and, you know, keep a conscience of where that is. You know, and these clips are great because they're flat on the one side. So when you put them on, it's laying flat on your table. It's not raised up and causing to be, curved. So the clips are really helpful. All right, let's start with our biggest piece. I'm going to grab some photo tape. You got it. I'm photo taping it. And then we'll get this laid down. I'll just do 2 pieces of photo tape. One on top, one on bottom. Okay. And I think before I put that one in, I think I want to do these 2 corners and maybe even this vellum over here first. Let's do that before the centerpiece, since they are the farthest over to the left. For these pieces that have the pointy ends, I like to use my tape runner, which I'm not seeing right now. I like to use the regular adhesive and there it is, and the repositionable together. I like to put a little bit of regular in the center and then the repositionable on the points, because I want the points to lay down flat too. So I just give a little shot on each point of the repositionable so that it lays down flat. All right, so let's lift this up and slide this first corner in. All right, ladies, thinking outside the box. Remember, that was your assignment for our recipe templates. What have you done? What fun ideas have you done that's different than what you see me doing here? We would love to hear how you have utilized these fun stencils. All right, so here we go. A couple regular and some repo. We do a little combo there. Combo of the 2 adhesives. Okay, here we go. And that one's down. Awesome. So let's do this piece of vellum, okay? And then we'll do the centerpiece. Now the vellum, I'm going to use our vellum adhesive. Yes, we have vellum adhesive. It's awesome. I'm so glad I cut that in the right way on the right side, because I did not pay attention. So learn from me, pay attention to which way and which side of vellum, because there is a darker, let me show you. This side is darker than this side. So, whichever side you want up, make sure you're cutting the right direction. Whew. I lucked out. All right. Yep. So I'm just lining it up right in that spot before I press it down. And our vellum adhesive should not show through. I usually take my nail, or I take my multi-purpose tool and just scratch over the adhesive gently. And that's going to make it blend in more too. And we can do that more when we get the stencil off the top of it. All right. Now here is the center piece. We'll put that in next. And we'll do it just like we do every other larger piece of paper. We're going to peel back a little corner. We're going to get it lined up, and then we're going to peel off the rest of the backing off of our photo tape. That way we're not accidentally putting it where we don't want it and then having to try and pull the whole thing up. All right. And you can, actually, the photo tape, having that on there and having that backing on the back of my piece of paper actually helps me move this piece around and get it adjusted to where I want it. So another great benefit of the photo tape. All right, here we go. So I'm good with where it's at. So I'll just peel the rest of this backing off. And there we go. And then let me just grab this piece of backing off the other side. Make sure we're still good where it's laying down. I don't want it puffing up. There we go. And now we can pull the rest of that off. Perfect. All right, 2 more pieces. I'm sorry, 3 more pieces. We've got 2 more corner pieces. So let's do our adhesive on those. Regular and repo. And we're just going to lift this up and line it up in that spot. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing over here in this corner. Just lift it up and line it up right there in that spot. Awesome. And then one more piece, our pretty vellum is going to go right there. We're going to use our vellum adhesive. 3 little drops of vellum adhesive. There we go. And we're going to line that up. In that spot. There we go. I'm just going to press that down a little bit. Okay, so there we go. I mean, it really would look good if I do this one and this one too. And maybe I do in the green. There is green and there's blue. And then there's this like peachy color. I think I'll probably do 2 more pieces because look how great that looks. I love it. All right, let's take this off so we can really get a good look at it. Oh, just love it. See, it just helps you space it out. Now you can do that without a template. Yes, you can line it up and you can get that space in between. Absolutely. But this is just one way of using these fun stencils to make your pages, right? And we didn't even get into all of this intricate shapes in here. These are gorgeous. And how fun would it be now to cut a smaller square and then have all of these be different designer pieces from the Autumn Cottage? That would just look amazing. So how fun is that? Now, I'm going to check out with you guys. Has anybody come up with a different way to use the template? All right. Hey, Kathy, thanks for saying hi. Hey, Margie. Margie said she has all of the templates. Me too, Margie. And I love to store them in our project binders. Those are the best with the 12 by 12 sleeves. I love those. I'm so glad we came out with those. So Margie has all the templates and I have never used any of them. Too time consuming and too intimidating for me. Well, I hear you because they are time consuming. But when I am looking for, sometimes we're looking for that time consuming. Sometimes I just want to take my time and do something different and do something fun. So I get you. And I admit that my recipe templates don't come out very often either, but I do try and get them in every couple album because look how great they are. I just think they're just so beautiful. And this is just one example. The Diamond Kite is just one example of how great these look and the designs. You really have to go out and check out all of the other recipe templates as well. Crystal, hey, sweetie. Howdy, my great friend. Howdy to you too. From around the way. That's right. You know, when I am describing my Wednesday night scrap your stash, I let people know, oh, and my Friday night virtual crop, I let people know, hey, I have friends from California to Connecticut that join me. And I love saying that. So I'm so glad you and Janice and Jean, I'm glad we all met because that's how I like to describe our group. We have friends from California to Connecticut. That's right. All right. Hey, sweetie. Hey, Rita. Yes, I do sell the clips. They are out on my website, and I believe they are $2 a pack, but I'm going to just do a real fast search on clips. Oh, I saw it. Yep, $2 for 4 of them, and they are, amazing because, like I said, they have that flat and, side to them, and they are very tight, so they're gonna hold your papers really tight together. So they are definitely worth it. Karen said, "I need a favor. Show how to put the pages in the albums." Um, Lost. So when you're saying when I finish a page that I made with a recipe template, show how to put that in an album? Is that what you mean? Let me know, Karen. I will be happy to do that. Just let me know if that's what you were looking for. All right. So like I said, I've been trying to think outside the box with the recipe templates, and I keep thinking about the cut files that ladies have been using. Have you seen these, like for your Cricut? And you get a cut file, and it actually cuts you a page that looks just like this, right? It cuts out all of these different shapes, and then you can put different paper colors behind it, right? So I was trying to think, okay, how could we use these recipe templates like a cut file and not be too time consuming, like um sorry, like Margie was saying, it is time consuming. But how can we use this like a cut file? And so instead of cutting a piece of paper and laying it in each of these spots, how could we kind of cut it the opposite way? So if I trace out, let me just do, let's see, how is this going to look here? If I just trace out this square that we just cut, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Bear with me. We're learning as we go here. I got to be soft here so I don't move that centerpiece. Okay. So if we just cut out the inside of this, I don't remember if I just traced this side or not. So let me do the other side too. Okay. So I'm just going to start with that. Let's see. Just for fun. So if I got to do the sides. Otherwise, it's just going to cut a piece off of our paper. That's not going to work. Oh, I just lost it. All right. No worries. I have one down there. All right. So I cut this one. So I need this as well. I need this as well. So my thought is, all right, well, let's start with that. I just think there's a way for us to cut it out of here and then have different colors paper underneath that shape. All right, let's see. And I'm pretty sure I have seen ladies who do this, and maybe I'm not doing this correctly, and I'm going to have to do a little more research and get back to you guys. But I feel like I've seen this out in maybe the virtual crop group where ladies have cut instead of cutting the pieces of paper, they actually cut the frame, I guess is what I want to say, of the stencil. All of these pieces, they cut out in between all of those so that you have like that cut file in your paper so that you have this design, the design of the recipe template in your paper, all of these, right? Okay, so this is the inside of the shape that I just traced. And maybe you cut the shape in each corner and you have strips of paper that you put behind it. Different. And I'm imagining, using, I don't know, 2-inch strips of paper from 3 different designs. So let me grab my paper pack. And let's see. Okay, so let's just use one of these since we have it here. All right, I'm going to put this color. And then maybe I flip that over and I put this. And then I just need one more little piece over here. Maybe I just use the same. I don't know if this is going to be big enough. I think it is. Let me just use this big piece here. And you put another color here. Right. I'm going to get it. So maybe I just use this one big piece. I'm not going to be able to do it without it being seen on the outside. But you cut a big piece like that. And then you have different styles of designer paper as well. Underneath that area. Something like that. And I know that you can cut these pieces to look like this, but these templates help you align and get it in this area, right? And they help you get the right spacing on the edge. So if I go one step further, I just feel like there's a way to, like if I put this in my Cricut and said, hey, cut me a 12 by 12 frame, it would cut out all of these little pieces and all I would have would be this template in black, right? I would have these would all be black and it would cut out all of these areas. That's what I'm trying to accomplish with the black piece of paper, is to cut out all of the, not all of them, that will be time consuming. It's going to look cool, but to cut out those areas and then have only these little outlines. All right, so I think I got it on here. So now if we did our corners like we just cut, nope, I don't want to do that. I want to do here, here. I want to do just outside the triangle, not the inside. So let's see how that would look. Okay, it's going to be tricky because it's a very small space between this shape and this shape. And maybe I should use my precisions so that I don't accidentally cut. But that was another way that I was thinking of using these. Something different. And how cool is that to have just all of those little outlines and then put a bunch of different strips underneath, a variety of designer papers underneath. I just think that would look really cool. I'm going to have to try it. And this may be the start of it. This isn't too bad. I mean, it's a little 1/8 of an inch, but it's okay with the precision scissors. Okay, so there we go. So now we have 2 shapes to fill with designer patterns. This one's bigger. Let me try this one. Like that. I just think that would be really cool. I'm going to have to give this a go and show you guys what I come up with. And again, you don't have to use all of the shapes in here, cut out every single shape the first time, right? You could just cut out the centerpiece. Wouldn't that be pretty to cut out all of these? Maybe not all of these. You could do, this one piece, 2, 3, and 4, and put a designer paper underneath those pretty shapes here. I just think that looks so much like a stained glass window. So just some thoughts. Another way to achieve the look of a stained glass, and let me grab my one that we made. Lay your paper on top, or cut out the in-between and lay your paper underneath. I guess that's about what I was thinking, is that there's 2 ways to do it. Okay. Well, there we go. Those are my suggestions for the recipe templates. Let me jump back over here. Oh, Karen did not reply. So, oh, gotcha. Hold on. She did. I lied. Okay. So need a favor. Show how to put pages in an album. Oh, I have a 6x8 album, and I don't know how to put them in. Probably an 8x8 album. I took the spine cover off, and I don't know how to load the pages using the plastic straps. And then Crystal said she loves all the possibilities. Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate that. All right, Karen, I got you. All right, let me grab an album off my shelf. So Karen is asking, how do I get the pages in and or out of an album? And you are correct, Karen. The first step you're going to do is you're going to take off the spine. It's going to slide right out, just like that. Take the spine off there. And then you're going to flip it over to the back. Okay. And we're going to unthread the straps from this white binding right here. So just push that through and unthread the straps. I do top and bottom, and then top and bottom. Just like that. Okay. So you can see that my back cover is laying flat open and down, right? That's how you have to reassemble it. So it's laying open and down. That, I think, is the most confusing part to people. Then you're going to take off this white, and you're going to thread in more pages to your album. So just add those on. Just make sure, you get the strap in the jeeping here, or the staples. I mean, these little staples. Make sure the strap is in those and that you have them nice and tight down. Okay. Good. And then to put it back together, you're going to put your strap through these 2 notches that are sticking out. Okay. They go through there first. Right. And remember, I said the back cover is going to be open so that you can see the inside of the cover. That's how it goes back on. And you thread the straps through the cover. Like so. And then you're going to thread the straps back through those 2 little spots. So the bottom one first, then the top one, and the bottom one first, and then the top one. And then I always just pull it a little tight. And then you want to hold your album back cover straight up and pull on that strap so that this white piece here lays flat against the back cover. So you can see it's now laying flat against my back cover when I open it, and it lays flat. These really are the best albums ever. That is the whole benefit of our albums, is that they lay flat. This is the album that I made for my husband of his ancestors. It's not completed yet, but that's what this Canadian album is. All right, I hope that was helpful, Karen. Thank you for the question. And then you just need to slide your spine right back in. Top and bottom, there's a little slit on each side of the album. Let me lay this down so maybe that's easier to see. You just slide this in on each side. Oh, I don't have it lined up on the back here. There we go. So there's a little slit there, and you're just going to slide your spine right back in there. There we go. That is how you add and remove refill pages, or 12 by 12 pocket pages, or 8.5 by 11 pages also fit in here, and 6 3/4 by 10 pages also fit in here. So that is how you add those to your albums. All right, guys, you are welcome, Karen. You take care. And next week, what are we doing next week? Well, it's Halloween next week, so we've got to get out the Booyah again. We made a layout a couple weeks ago when Booyah was launched, but we've got to pull that out again next week. It's Halloween next week. Let's make a fun layout with this Booyah collection. It is adorable. And we've got a lot of great stickers here. I don't know if these glow in the dark. I did not check that out, but I will do that before next week so I can let you know. But we're going to have some fun with Booyah next week. And don't forget, ladies, this Friday night, we are going to be cropping in my Zoom room. If you need that registration link, let me know. Just send me a message on Facebook Messenger, or send me an email, or just reach out through, if you have my number, reach out on my phone through a text, and I will get you the registration. Here's my email at the bottom. You guys have a great rest of your week and weekend, and I hope you get to spend more dedicated scrapbooking time this week getting some pages done.